What's going on, guys? It's your boy Dre Bone 777 again, and I'm back with another video. It's been a while since I've been here on YouTube. I've been kind of busy trying to get this paper, trying to make a little bit more money, because I do want to buy these new consoles. I'm trying to get them as quick as possible, but I said I was going to wait a couple months after launch day, because I didn't know what the failure rates of these consoles was going to be. Plus, I think February was a great time to actually buy these consoles. Income taxes come, things like that. Or I could also save some monies on, a couple of my paychecks. And my mom said that she might go in half with me. If that's true, I might do it that way. But anyway, though, what I want to talk about is this right here, the PS4 controller, the Dualshock 4 controller, and I'm going to review it. And what I would like to say about this controller, it's actually a pretty damn good controller. It actually fits really good in my hands, even though I'm primarily a PlayStation gamer or a Sony gamer. I really like this controller. I think the Dualshock 4 is better than the Dualshock 3, and I'll show you a couple of comparisons with these two controllers. Now let's get started. The one thing that I do like about the Dualshock 4 is that the buttons actually feel a lot more responsive. You could use your PS4 controller with your PS3, just in case if you didn't know that. Of course, you could use it with your PC. And I think you could use it with a couple of smartphones and tablets as well. But, like I was saying though, the controller is really responsive. The buttons are really responsive. The analog sticks actually feel a lot better. The analog sticks feel a little tighter on the PS4 controller as opposed to the Dualshock 3, where it's a little bit more loose. Also, you can see that the Dualshock 3's analog sticks are more convex, whereas on the Dualshock 4, it's a little bit more concave. Actually, let me bring both of them up at the same time, as you can see. Also, what you could notice is that the Dualshock 3 is smaller than the Dualshock 4, and the Dualshock 4's handles at the bottom, they contour right into your hands. So if you got bigger hands, this might actually feel good in your hands. This controller will feel pretty good in your hands. The PS4 controller is also a little bit wider. It also uses micro USB instead of the mini USB on the Dualshock 3. The directional buttons are pretty good, real solid. They kind of remind me of this PSP directional pad right here. That's what it kind of reminds me of, the PSP, more so the PS Vita. Yeah, I had a Vita before. I'm going to buy me another one because the last one broke. But anyway, though, yeah, the buttons are a lot more responsive. I mean, I was playing Call of Duty Black Ops 2 with this, and I actually did pretty good on that game. I also played, Mortal Kombat with this controller. I've also played Injustice Gods Among Us with this controller, and Battlefield, and it actually felt really good in my hands. Next thing I'm going to do is play some sports games with this controller to see how really good it feels. Now, if you're playing a first-person shooter, I'm going to tell you right now, what I got from experience with this Dualshock 4 is that it is a lot easier to shoot, especially single-shot weapons, like a pistol or anything like that, like in Call of Duty or Battlefield. You'll have an easier time shooting on this controller than you would with this controller. See that the L1 and R1 buttons are a lot more bigger on here than they are on here. Also, the L2 and R2, you know, it got a little bit more of a lip or a little curve right there, so it contours into your fingers. That way it doesn't feel so flat like this one, you know, and it's easier to control, or, you know, or you're pushing your buttons to throw out your grenade, or you're playing a driving game. It feels a little bit more like a button, and it feels a little bit more comfortable. That's what I would like to say. Also, these buttons right here, the face buttons, they actually feel real responsive as well. I mean, they kind of feel similar to the Dualshock 3s, but this one feels a little bit more better, you know. It doesn't feel like cheap plastic like this one does. I mean, but it's not bad on the Dualshock 3, but I would say that the Dualshock 4 is a little bit better. The only thing that I have to get used to when I'm using the Dualshock 4 is hitting the share and options button on here when using it on the PS3, because that's your start and select. The share button would be your select, and the option buttons would be the start on your PS3, that is. And yeah, it is kind of confusing at times, because I'm so used to pushing start right there on your DualShock 3 when you play the game. It kind of confusing to me from time to time, but overall though, I get used to it, and it's really quite comfortable. Like I said, it's a really good controller to use. I mean, do I think it's a step up from the DualShock 3? Hell yeah. I really think it's a great step up from the DualShock 3. I think it's an evolution. This is probably the best feeling controller that I ever held in my hands, if I said that right. It's the most comfortable controller, I'll say. Yeah, also, I wanted to see if this test works. You know, say if you're a smoker, you know, and you like to smoke your cigarette, you could do this, and you could click on the button, and it's really responsive. It actually feels real comfortable. I could do that as well, you know. Or if you're a smoker, you know, like to smoke, you could do that. And it feels really good. It actually feels a little better than the PS3s. I'm going to do a review on the Xbox as well when I get that. But when you're playing the DualShock 3 or DualShock 4 on the PS3, though, there's a few things that you probably can't do. For one, you can't hit the PS button when you're playing the game. You know, it doesn't work with that. It only works with the DualShock 3. You have to be tethered to the PlayStation 3 with a USB, the micro USB, that is. You can't play without it, and I don't know if they're going to do an update with the Bluetooth with it or anything like that. I hope they do, if they can. I mean, there's probably some people that would still like to play with their PS3s, and even though there's a new console out, but there's still a lot of games that I do like on my PS3 that I would still play on my PS3, if you understand what I'm saying. Also, another thing is that, yeah, some of the buttons don't work on the certain games properly. Like, when I was playing Mortal Kombat, I noticed when I was in the start menu, you know, the starting menu, where it will tell you to start game, or it will say single player, multiplayer, things like that. I could only push down in order to select my options. You know, I couldn't push up until I got into the character select screen, if you understand what I'm saying. But overall, though, with this controller, though, if you want to buy a good controller, I would say get the DualShock 4. And if you don't have a PS4 right now, definitely get this controller, because it's really comfortable. And actually, my son likes it a lot. I mean, he was up all day trying to look for this controller or play with this controller. He likes it so much. He said it actually feels decent in his hands, because the analog sticks are a little bit farther apart on here. Actually, I forgot to show y'all that. The dual analog sticks is a little bit farther apart on the Dualshock 4 than it is on the Dualshock 3. Actually, let's see it like side by side if y'all can see it like that. Almost looks the same, but the Dualshock 4 is a little bit farther apart. So when you play a game, your thumbs ain't really touching so much. And with it being concave, your hands don't slip off the analog sticks like they do on here. It's all curved and convex. They slip off after you sweat, and then your thumbs touch a little bit more depending on the way you hold your analog sticks. But anyway, guys, though, let me know what y'all think. Y'all think that you would like to play with this controller if you are a PlayStation person or not? I would say go ahead and buy the controller or test it out for yourself. I say that this is a really good controller, and like I said, whenever I get my Xbox or whatever, I'm gonna review that controller as well and put it in side-by-side comparison with that, and maybe even buy a Wii U controller, because I plan on getting all 3 consoles this time. I'm tired of the fanboy bullshit and all that other crap. You know what I'm saying? I just want to, enjoy gaming again. I got caught up in all that bull crap. I want to be able to play all 3 systems. Anyway, guys, I'm Dre Bone 777, and I hope y'all like this review. Y'all have a good day. Peace.